Attention on deck. You're about to take command. Welcome to the bunker.
Welcome, everybody, back to the bunker. Yes, you could see us dancing away in the intro now. I don't know why it does that, but I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and as you can see or hear, I am joined by my illustrious co-hosts. First up, we have my boy, Mr. Scouse, Mr. Lockhart. How are you, brother?
I'm good, pal. I'm good, especially after yesterday. Very good. How you doing, man?
I'm good, mate. I'm getting used to these Victory Monday pods, man.
That's
You know,
nice, man.
it's a new
Nice.
thing. It's a new thing for us little content creators. We're not used to this kind of positivity on a Monday. But pleased to say that I'm also joined by my fellow co-host, Mr. Jesse Martin. Jesse, how are things across the pond, my friend?
Really good, Andy. There's some negatives to talk about. Don't worry, Scouse. I'm sure you're going to dump on the interception that Jaden
Yeah,
threw, so.
Scouse should get a job in like DC local media. It'd fit right in. But no, is it going to be? This is going to be another positive episode.
Hey,
And
I'll take it. Anybody offering? I'll take it. Yeah. Come on. Come on, offer me job offers.
No, you can't do worse
I'm
than some of the
listening.
ones over there, mate. Washington Commanders 42, the Cardinals 14. Jesse, I'm going to come to you first, my friend. Do we finally have a football team to be proud of?
I think we do. I'm going to knock on wood every single day. But everything came together yesterday, and it was actually a pleasant, sight to watch Jaden throw an interception. Obviously it wasn't good. He just sailed the ball, but he made the right read, and just the ball just got away from him. But I was starting to pinch myself a little bit. Like, this guy's freaking perfect. Like, there's no way that this has happened. I think I've been in a month-long dream, and I'm, finally coming out of it. But it was nice to see him come back after that. And the kid's got ice in his veins, and we have a quarterback, and it looks like we're going to have ourselves a season.
It does. Scouse, what does it feel like to sit here on another Victory Monday, having a look at another quarterback who was 26 from 30, 233 yards, one TD, one interception that didn't really seem to bother him. In the past, that would have sent this fan base into hysteria on social media, but it was kind of like, hey, look, it happens. I mean, geez, we even punted yesterday. I mean, is this a new thing that the NFL have brought in? I don't quite understand. You might have to explain this punting rule to me. It seems to be something new in football. But Scouse, must be even you must be still over the moon and riding on the coattails from yesterday.
Oh, 100%, man. I've got to ride the winning vibe. Yeah, man. I mean, it's so nice, and I think the reason why the fans went on his case straight away is because we know how good he is. We've seen it. We've seen it last week. We've seen how good he could do it, and you're thinking, oh, well, it's only one interception, but already in the game, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously he played very well afterwards as well. As you mentioned, the ice in his veins, and played like it never happened. It's exactly how you're supposed to be as a quarterback. Forget it. You make the mistake, fine, forget about it. Learn afterwards. Do you read your film after post game, and then don't make that same mistake again. And to be fair, to say, it wasn't even a really bad mistake. It was the right read, like Jesse mentioned. He just tried to fit it in there, a bit more pace had sailed on him. That's all it was. He tried to throw that little extra bit harder than it needed to be, and it sailed on him. That's all. So, yeah, man. I mean, can it get much better from offense? I don't think it can. I mean, this is insane that I'm talking like this. We'll go into it, I'm sure, but there's other players as well who played really well yesterday. Never mind Jaden. So, yeah, man, it's
All
awesome.
good.
It's awesome,
Yeah.
man. I'm in dreamland as well.
Jeez, I'm not. Who is this guy, Jesse? Who's this?
I know.
Who's
I know.
this
You,
fella?
you know what's really,
See,
really funny about that?
I say how I
I
see
like
it.
all this
If
shit he's
you
been
be
getting
bad,
online.
I'll
All
get.
this shit Scouse has been
If I
getting
see
online as
bad,
well.
I'm gonna call it out. If I see good, I'm gonna
He,
call it out.
he even gave Wiley his flowers.
Oh, we're
You
getting
know,
to that. I have that is earmarked in my note. Do not worry, everyone
And
listening.
Starley.
Everyone can't wait to hear Scouse talk about his guy Wiley. Jesse, just before we break down Jaden, because there's so many things we can say about him. One thing we mentioned on last week's show is about the defense having to step up. wow, boy, did they ever. I mean,
Sure.
Allen and Payne have been getting a lot of stick. We got into the whole trade talk last week, who you'd trade, what you'd get for them. But they kind of put that to bed yesterday because this defense really did step up. And albeit from not a great Arizona Cardinals team, but we went down 7-0, and then you kind of might be thinking, oh boy, here we go. But wow, we had it last week when we talked about the offense being perfect. The defense weren't quite perfect yesterday, Jesse, but they weren't damn far off.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll bite back on the Arizona offense. I think the Arizona offense was really good. I mean, they were top 10 in DVOA all season long. They've been posting points and moving the ball. Um, it was a shock. I mean, I picked us to lose this game. I thought this was going to be a high scoring game. I picked us to lose at 41 to 32 or something like that. Just because our defense couldn't, rip out of a wet paper bag. It seemed like through the first 4 weeks of the season, but it seems like it's all coming together. And what was ringing in the back of my head is Dan Quinn saying that they were close. They've been close, and you have so many new players on the defense learning a new scheme. We've been given a lot of shit to Deron Payne and John Allen all season long because they have not showed up at all, but they showed up yesterday. And it was really good to see. I mean, the run defense still leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, they still gassed us on the run, but we got so far ahead that they didn't have a choice not to run. So, but I think overall we got to rush the passer, and that in turn, again, like we've been saying all along, you'd be able to get a pass rush that's going to help your corners out. And boy. After that first drive, the Cardinals have our corners really clamped down, and that was in part due to the pass rush.
Scouse, one player that I want to mention as well before we're going to get, trust me, I just don't want to miss out on anyone. And we're going to get into Jaden and how good he was. Trust me, we're going to get into that. But I just wanted to, it was last week we concentrated so much on Jaden. One player as well, two players actually, Brian Robinson and McNicholas were tremendous yesterday. B-Rob as well. It's another player that's come in for a lot of criticism, a lot of people wanted him gone at the end of last season, etc., etc. There was many out there in social media land on Twitter, shall we say, that was questioning. Well, yeah, there's a lot of people that I saw question, why he was still here, and I was like, trust me, he's good enough to be here. So I've got the receipts on my phone from people that were, what Washington Twitter can be like. Yeah, B-Rob really had a game though yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, man. I mean, this guy's a quality running back. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and I say it's nice the way Cliff is scheming things up for me. It isn't just literally, 50 gut. I'm running it right through the middle all the time. There's a lot of zone runs as well, which also help out and keeps the defense guessing. And this
got to the outside a lot yesterday as well. Got to the outside a hell of a lot yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, Eckler's really good at that. I know he didn't play this week, but he's perfect for those things as well. And McNichols just came in. I mean, we didn't miss Eckler. And that tells you something how well McNichol actually played. So, yeah, man, I mean, I say the scheme is working really well at the moment. Cliff is dialing it up really well. I mean, he's making guys that you think, these aren't very good players. Like McNichol, you think, he's
sign of a good offensive coordinator, turns average players into above average.
A real shot caller who knows what he's doing. Knows pros and cons to that each player, the strengths and weaknesses of each player, and puts them in best places to succeed. You're going to get better. You're going to get better performances, and that's exactly what's happening. So play to Cliff, man.
Yeah, Cliff's got a really good scheme.
It's pissing me off though. Yeah, but Chris Sims talking about that. It's still a college scheme. I don't think it's a college scheme at all.
You know what we say to Chris
He's
Sims?
He's taking the piss, man.
Fuck you, Chris Sims.
Hey, we're averaging 400 plus yards a game. I don't give a fuck if it's a goddamn college scheme or not.
If we keep doing that, it could be a little league scheme for all I care. If we keep doing that, yeah, it is.
We've punted 3 times this season. I mean,
it's true.
Give me a break.
Number one offense, mate.
Jesse, let's talk about our guy Jaden then. What is the ceiling for this guy? Again, yesterday had a near flawless game, and when he did make a mistake, like me and Scouse mentioned at the start of the episode, didn't get flustered, didn't bowl like past Washington teams might have got all flustered about that, and it might have. This guy is the real deal. I mean, first of all, what did you make of the consistency now we're getting from our QB? They say any good team in the NFL, if you can get good consistency from the quarterback, you're going to have half a chance of having a really good side. Hey, look, I'm not one of these people. A lot of people today have been all pump the brakes, blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, I've had to sit here each and every week for God knows how many years being miserable and depressed and doom and gloom. So if you think I'm going to sit here now and not be happy and not big up my team and not be excited, why do we all watch sport if we can't get excited? We've had bad ownership. We've had bad teams. We've had more quarterbacks than I've had hot dinners. So for all them people, well, be respectful, be humble. Yeah, be humble. I'm going to be super excited about from what I've seen from our quarterback. Jesse, what's first of all, what did you make of Jaden's whole overall performance yesterday? Again, a near flawless game. You know what I mean? Outside the pocket, in the pocket. You know, his sliding's getting a lot better. Scouts, I know you'd be pleased about that. He's suddenly learned how to slide. What is the ceiling for this young man and this Washington Commanders team this season now, Jesse? His perspective changed a little bit in the last 2 weeks.
You know, I mean, I would be fine if his ceiling is what it is right now. You know, who knows what this kid's ceiling is? I mean, I'll give you a couple mind-blowing stats right now. 80, was it 82 or 81.3% completion percentage from the first 4 games of the season. That is the best in the history of ever in the NFL. Okay, nobody has done that. I'm not talking about rookies here. I'm talking about
all
ever.
time.
The only the closest quarterback that's gotten close is Tom Brady with 79%. And then there's Peyton Manning that's done it too. We're talking all time right here. Now, is this going to stay like that? I don't think so. If it does, it'd just be absolutely nuts. But I know it's going to come down some throughout the ceiling, and we can't expect it to. Us Washington fans, we cannot expect him to be perfect, which he's pretty flawless right here. I don't know what his ceiling is because right now his floor is pretty damn good. If that's what we're saying, we're talking about the first 4 games ever in his life in the NFL. So who knows what this kid can do? I mean, he's still learning the game right now. You know, it's going to be interesting in the next 4 weeks that once he gets more film out to see how he does, with some better defenses. I mean, we got the Ravens coming, we got the Browns coming next week. That's a better defense as well. But I think so far so daggone good, man. And another crazy stat. He has more scoring drives than incompletions. 19 incompletions. He's got 23 scoring drives. Think about that for a second. That is absolutely freaking wild.
Scouts, what in your opinion?
For rookie,
what do you reckon, Scouts? Is there, I mean, all these people on social media this morning and some media outlets, Washington Commanders fans are getting a little bit ahead of themselves, are getting excited. I've seen what we've had to put up with like 25, 30 years. Yeah.
Why can't we enjoy it for a while?
If there's any fan base in the entire sporting world, whether it be the NFL, the NBA, baseball, soccer, whatever you want to call it, this fan base deserve to just, hey, get on these coattails and ride them as far as we can. Enjoy every game. We put up 40 points in one game. We haven't done that. Hartley pointed out yesterday since was it 2021 when we beat the Cowboys? Was the last time we scored 40 plus points.
And the last time we scored 42 or more was 8 years ago.
8 years ago, exactly. So we've been on the end of some of these whoopings. So I remember
the 50-0 against fucking Pats years ago. All these things, man.
Yeah, we've had Monday night massacres. We've had everything thrown at us. You know what I mean? But in your opinion, Scouts, over the past couple of weeks, has your perception of where we are going to be as a team this season changed?
Well, at the moment, yeah, it has to have. I mean, you can only go off what you see on the field, and every week they're getting better. Amazing on offense. Defense was lousy. Then yesterday stepped up. They nullified Kyler Murray after the first quarter and a half. He nullified him. It was great. It really was. You can see that the defense is gelling. You can see there's more cohesion there. So the more they're going to play together, the better they're going to continue to be. Yeah, man. I've got. It's just great to see. I think that the sky is the limit at the moment. Unless we get a few injuries or something, I think we could be a sneaky good team.
Better knock
Mhm.
on wood.
Yeah, knock
Yeah,
on wood, man.
yeah. Don't say that around him. That means something else to Scouse.
That's
We are very pleased. Oh,
cock on wood, mate.
yeah. So we just went all bleeding burgundy on ourselves there. Very pleased to say that joining us on the bunker as well. Commander Nash, how are you, sir? Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, I just made it. How y'all doing today?
We're good, brother. We're
Good man.
good. We are riding the coattails of the Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels, potentially being one of the best rookies to ever come and play the game. What did you make of what you've seen the past couple of weeks? What did you make of yesterday? And us guys were just mentioning, what is the ceiling for this Washington Commanders team?
Well, we all knew week one against Tampa Bay, first game. You got to give a feel of it. We're winning. That's the key thing. We won three in a row. We got one home win, which we only got one home win all last season. We got two road wins. He's getting better each game. The team is having fun. You see the excitement in the locker room. Daniels is starting to take more shots downfield. We didn't even have Eckler yesterday, and we still had a great running attack. Like we said, look at the schedule we got. We got the Browns coming up. We got the Panthers. The Ravens are going to be tough, but we got the Browns, the Panthers, and the Bears for the
And
month
the
of
Giants
October. And those
too.
are all home games. We got three
Yeah.
home games this month. I think the sky's the limit, and I agree with y'all. I think if we keep gelling and as long as we don't have no major injuries, I think we can go on a run and hit wild card, possibly win the division.
What do you put it down to mainly? Is it all Jaden? Is it something, a lot of it has got to be put down to him because when you look at the quarterback play that we've had, but in your opinion, it's someone that's watched this team for many, many years and we've just been talking about it. Hey, all these people on social media going, hey, pump the brakes, don't get so excited. I'm like, F you. I've been waiting for days like this my entire fandom. If I want to sit here and get hyped and excited, I'm going to sit here and get hyped and excited. What do you say to them fans out there that are telling us to pump the brakes?
Let me say this. I agree with you 110%. We ain't had much to get excited about lately. We had stadium issues, owner issues. We've been in the courts. We've been all over the place for the negative thing. So why not get hyped when we got some positive 3 wins in a row? I do think it's a lot on Jaden. He's starting to take more shots downfield with Terry. I love it when he airs it out, but it's not all him either. Look at the offensive line. They didn't give up no sacks yesterday. When's the last time we could say that? And we ain't punting the ball, what, in the last 3 games? We got a Pro Bowl punter. We usually send him to the Pro Bowl. We are doing great. The team is running the ball. The defense has got to catch up with the offense, but they're getting better. I was always worried about the cornerback situation. But we did good. I think they're gelling. It's going to take a little bit longer for the defense. But as long as we're putting up 30-some points a game, we're in every ball game.
Yeah, both said. Scouts pretty much agree.
100%. Couldn't agree more, mate. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, the defense does still need work, but definitely some big steps happened yesterday. So that's great. The Arizona offense is pretty good. People tend to underestimate it, but they actually are pretty good offense, and we kind of stopped them after the first quarter and a half. So completely stopped them. So it was great. Really, really good. In play scheme changes at half time. All good things from the coach's side of it as well. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm happy with where we're at the moment for sure.
Absolutely.
Good. Sorry, right. Jesse, did Cliff Kingsbury, did he take another step in the right direction again this week? We said it last week. Did we just call the perfect game? No game's ever perfect, but when you look at yesterday's game, and we said just before we started recording, you and I were chatting, there's been many games where we're like, oh, our run game wasn't quite at it today, or the passing game wasn't quite at it today. Everything again, pretty much. I'm going to go 95%. There's that 5% because Scouts will kill me if I go any above more than 95%. I know he'll have to moan about something, but Jesse,
There's always something to moan about,
there
mate.
was something, but I'd say 95% again for the second week running. And this isn't about me being rah-rah drinking any Kool-Aid, Scotty G. I know you're listening to this. I think credit where credit's due, and I think Kingsbury called a hell of a game again yesterday.
Absolutely. I think Kingsbury has been, rock solid all year long. He's meshing the pass and the run very well together, and I think Anthony Lynn has a lot to do with that as well. Especially with the run game, we talked about this weeks ago and even before the season, week by week by week, this offense is going to grow. The playbook's going to grow. They're going to put more and more and more on Jaden, and you're seeing that. You're seeing the progressions through each and every game, and like I've been saying, the sky's the limit. There's nothing that it doesn't seem Jaden gets frazzled. He doesn't get frantic. It doesn't. The moment's not too big for him. So I think now Cliff can just open up that playbook wide and just rock and roll with it, man. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better game plan. We've punted once in the past 3 games, man, basically. So I mean,
yeah, who is sending to the Pro Bowl this year? They're gonna be like, hang on a minute, where's the dude you normally send?
Do you ever said the Pro Bowl holder? Do you ever send that?
Yeah.
I mean, he's scheming. His schemes. He's scheming. You can see him set other plays up. And Joe Gibbs used to do this years and years ago. He would call plays in the first quarter to set up for another play in the fourth quarter, and you're seeing Cliff do that. You're seeing Cliff set up other plays, and Jaden's just executing it to a all pro level right now.
Mr. Nash, sir, what do you think, apart from Jaden has set this team apart, what's different this year? We can put 90% of it is down to Jaden, but everyone else still has to pay their part. Is it because he has upped what he's brought to the team as everyone else? It's just elevated everyone else. We're talking about Terry, we're talking about B-Rob, we're talking about whether it be the defensive side of the ball. They're like, hang on a minute, the offensive guys are killing it. And for everything that's gone bad on the defensive side of the ball yesterday, I thought they were kind of like, hang on a minute, we want a piece of this pie. We want to be spoke about on the terms as Jaden. So you look at Allen, you look at Payne, like Jesse said earlier, haven't really been around for the last couple of weeks. Yesterday, they were kind of like, hey, look, don't motherfucking forget about us. We're these badass defense for a reason. Do you think Jaden doing what he's done is elevating every single person in this organization and this roster?
Absolutely. You can't forget Payne and Allen. That's where our money is on our defensive front. But you got to think, like we all know, the longer you keep your offense on the field, the defense loves it. They can rest, and when they come out there, they got the energy. They're attacking. You notice out there, they're hitting more. Our defense was on the field a lot more last year. So I think Jaden, I was at the draft in Detroit when we drafted him, man. Hundreds of Washington Commander fans are so excited that we didn't get Williams. I wanted Daniels because he played 55 college games. He was more established as a quarterback than most college quarterbacks, even though we did put him in week 1. But I agree with your guy there. We had a simple playbook against Tampa Bay. Now, each week we go by, we're going to hopefully see some flea flickers, some reverses. I like to see him get the tight ends more involved. But I believe that the energy that Jaden brings is elevating everybody's game. Like you said, offense, defense. This team is just so excited to be around. Also, a big thing is look at the free agents that wanted to come to Washington. Usually, people didn't want. We're not a destination like Bobby Wagner, a great veteran linebacker that we brought in. Zach Ertz, I still think he's got a few years left of him at tight end. So we're bringing in veterans that want to come and play for this guy. So the sky's the limit for us. We can't go but nowhere else.
I like it. Scouse Jesse, one of the questions that come in from Tim Cox is a talking point as well. He's like, please, can you guys talk about the penalty and the archery celebration? These rules are getting ridiculous now. I know our group chat popped off yesterday when this happened. I mean, Scouse, if you look at the Tottenham game yesterday in the soccer over here, Solanke done exactly the same. Did you notice? He done exactly the same celebration. Boys, what is going on with these NFL rules now? Come on, can you not enjoy football?
Allowed to be celebrating a touchdown? Surely,
This is the Josh Norman rule. Josh Norman used to be famous for doing the bow and arrow, and it was during a time after a while because he did it, every time he had a big play or whatever, the interception, big play. But they cut that out. A lot of stuff, in obviously over on this side of the pond, we have a weapons issue, gun issue, and stuff like that. So the NFL decided to cut any celebration out that has to do with a weapon. And Josh Norman, he was playing for us at the time. He did get flagged a couple times for doing that. And that was the first time I seen anybody do a bow and arrow since Josh Norman. But yeah, that's where that come from. And we've seen other people in some the earlier games do a double pistol. They got flagged for it too. So anything to do with weapons is automatic 15-yard penalty.
And we still made the field goal anyway, Scouse. I remember you putting it in the group chat. And
it was an extra point. It was a 45-yard extra point.
Yeah, we still made it.
Mr.
Anyway.
Perfect, man, Siebert.
Mr. Siebert. Where do you want your statue, Mr. Siebert? Let's get into some fan questions, boys. Mr. Nash, sir, you can have the first one. Jan would like to know, can we beat a team with a winning record?
Absolutely. I really do believe this. At first, I was kind of skeptical with the rookie quarterback, but the level of play that we're getting better each year, and you look at our schedule, there's no reason why we can't win at least 10 games.
Impressive. Yeah. I mean, Jesse?
This is jump off that, man. I mean, listen, the teams, don't have a winning record right now because they played us. I mean, the Cardinals are actually a really good offense. They
we made them look bad.
With the Bills, almost won that game. They beat the brakes off the Rams. And what was it? The 49ers, they almost beat the 49ers. Yep. So, I mean, that was a good win right there. Believe it or not, the Cardinals are not a bad team.
So you boys think in a couple of weeks, like you guys are saying, we've got the Ravens. If we put in a hell of a performance again, then is that the moment where, at the minute we're doing it and people are going, okay, you should have maybe beat the Cardinals. But, if this is consistent and we go and do this against the Ravens, albeit okay, not maybe as good as they've been in seasons gone by. Scouse, do you think that may be the moment when people really notice this Commanders team? I mean, Jesus, the NFL put us. Did you see they changed the background? Yep. NFL Twitter.
Yeah, put Jaden on. Sure
I thought I'd clicked on the wrong button this morning.
The whole nation's talking about Jaden.
The whole nation is the whole world, and the NFL. I was getting messages of people. I got one off a Bears fan this morning, a Dolphins fan who follow our podcast. All the content creators in the UK. We're all like, a lot of us are good friends, and they're all like messaging me. Andy, you've got the guy, the Commanders could be the dark horse of the season and go. And I'm like, hang on a minute, I don't know how to react to this. I've never had this kind of chat before. Can somebody please release a sex scandal or something? I don't know how to react to this. I'm not sure what's got. I'm not sure.
Come back here.
I'm like, surely someone is going to wake me up in a minute. I'm gonna realize Dan Snyder's still here, and someone's been doing something in the laboratory or on a boat that they shouldn't be doing. But I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, boys, Scotty G would like to know. This is a good one. Are there still fans out there that think a certain Mr. May should have been chosen at pick number 2? What do you boys think?
I'm sure there is. But they ain't the brightest peanut in the turds. So.
I mean, we definitely got this pick right. I mean, there can't be any question that we got this pick
absolutely
right.
Nailed it.
Just to back up just a little bit on the previous question, we got to test this upcoming week against a good defense. The Browns are their offense is crap, but their defense is really good. So I'm really interested to see how this team performs against a good defense. I mean, we played a okay defense week 1, Todd Bowles, but I really think it's going to be a challenge. I don't think we're going to score 40 points this upcoming game, but I still think we'll win it. But the Ravens game, like you said, that's a game right there. That's
the acid test right there. That one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they're not going to flex it either, so it's going to stay where it's at as well, which is nice.
Thank God.
Because that'd been awful for us.
That would have been so bad for us.
Fucking 1:15 kickoff in the morning. Nah, all right, bro.
I mean, I'm not as bad as y'all, but I still wake up at 3:30 in the morning and go to work.
Yeah,
so,
painful, man.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's definitely the acid test. I mean, you've seen how the Ravens destroyed the Bills yesterday as well. So it's no, they are no joke. So, if we can, let's say we probably lose that game, being honest. But if we can be really competitive and keep it close, that I think we'll still gain respect anyway across the league. If that makes sense, even if you don't win that one. So
No, you're right. Commander Nash, you can take this one, brother. Mike would like to know, if we beat the Ravens in a couple of weeks, what do you think is possible for the team this season?
Well, I agree with y'all, and I also agree, Cleveland's defense is going to be tough, but I think the Ravens game is going to set the tone for the rest of the season. We're going to be on the road. You got MVP Lamar Jackson. We're going to be playing in Baltimore. Look, man, I was on the field with Derrick Henry. He is a big guy. We're going to have to play physical. We're going to have to hit him. That dude is like a linebacker when he walked by me.
Mhm.
He is huge. But that's going to be the test. I agree with y'all. If we can keep it competitive, if somehow we lose, we're not in danger because we got Carolina and the Bears coming up. But if we can go in Baltimore and exchange shot for shot and come out for win, I think that'll put us on notice.
There's a potential we could be 6-1 in a few weeks. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know how to react to that. And they mentioned it on.
I'll be happy with 5-2. I'll be happy. I'll be happy.
We'll take 5-2.
Honestly, I sit here recording this show, and I'm like, I don't know how to react to all this. I'm not used to this kind
Look,
of.
Nash, let me tell you something. When we did our schedule,
I know what he's about to say. I know.
And he said we weren't winning.
I'm
more than
eating
6
humble
games.
pie. No, I
I
actually
said
4.
10. I said 10.
Nash, you
Boston
are.
say 6.
This team is shite. This offense is shite. We have no shite and weapons.
His English,
Shite and
his
shite.
English. You'd think all the years he's known as English guys, you'd think his impressions would not sound like he's just come out of the middle
Well,
of
I'm out there every Sunday, so I got to have high hopes.
Jesse,
you're not
Cameron would like to know, why is every bit of praise by analysis followed by a but? Like you guys just mentioned, it's news all over America right now. I haven't caught up with all of Good Morning Football yet again today. I watch it in the evenings when they're going from work. I know we were a large chunk of it again. Is the football world in kind of they're like us. And we're loving trying to react to this because we're not used to this. But the growing the football world out there, the Good Morning football guys, the local beat reporters in the DMV must be thinking, shit, I'm going to be out of a job soon because I'm not used to be, I'm not used to giving these guys praise. How is it? How are you guys seeing it over in the States? I mean, Cameron's question, it's a fair question. He's like, everyone's saying that the Washington Commanders are doing well, but I don't want the but to come. I think the ceiling for this team, we've got, like Nash just said, potentially, if you look at, you've got we're not losing to the Panthers. There's if we lose to the Panthers, then Scouts will do a podcast naked. It's not going to happen.
We shouldn't.
Don't want that. You don't want to see that.
Look,
JP Finley must be out of a job soon. He's not used to being this nice about this team.
Don't need him. Don't need Tressway. We're sound. We're okay, aren't we?
Yeah.
we're doing great, but we are the Washington Commanders football team.
But that's the narrative.
This is what we've been for the past 20 plus years, 30 years, 40 years almost.
Are the fans kind of in that shock? We don't know how to react to this kind of.
Well, yeah, because we've been total bollocks for the past umpteen years. Listen, we've won 3 games in a row, but those 3 games aren't against the best teams in the league yet. I think we're going to come up and we're going to need that statement win to probably get everybody over the hump. Now, could it be the Ravens? Maybe. Could it be the Eagles? Possibly. We get out to a 5-2 record. No one can ignore that, or 7-2 or 8-3 or something like that. But until then, it's still early in the season, and we just got to roll with the thunder, man, and take it as it comes and enjoy the ride.
Nash, one of the questions from Paul: which year of Jaden Daniels will Washington win a Super Bowl?
Oh man. I went to the pep rally last July when we had the new ownership, and I had a lot of interviews because I dress up and everything. He's like, I said, I give the Harris administration 5 years. I mean, let's be realistic. But like you said, we're not going to get that respect till we start winning playoff games. We ain't won a playoff game since 2005. We ain't been to the NFC Championship game since our last Super Bowl. And I think I was 7, 8 years old. So we got to start getting in the hunt.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, Jesse, do you think that if Jaden stays healthy and just like Tim Meek tweeted out this morning, by the way, we've got this Jaden on a rookie deal. He's only in the first year of his rookie deal, so he's not costing us a hell of a lot of money. Could you imagine what potentially, once that deal comes up, what this guy could be worth? If we keep Jaden, could you imagine
first $100 million a year quarterback?
We can quickly talk.
I think at least 70. I think at least 70 per year.
We can quickly talk about that. But realistically, boys, what do you think once his rookie, if he stays on this trajectory, and I mean, all these people that go, well, don't get ahead of yourself, Andy. Well, fuck you. I've never had I haven't had this feeling since I had RG3 for like a month. I had a good feeling for RG3 for like a month, and then I didn't really know how to react. So fuck all of you that are telling me not to get excited. Jesse, if he stays in this trajectory, this could be one of the best moves this organization has ever made.
I mean, it could be the start of something special. I mean, we can't get ahead of ourselves though, but I mean, so far so freaking good. I mean, all you need in this league is a dynamic quarterback, and you're going to win games. And then you're going to have to fill some pieces around him, and you know, got to build a defense. You got to be able to stop somebody. I mean, you can't expect Tressway not to punt and multiple games in a row, especially once you get into the playoffs. That's just not going to happen. So, we got a good damn start. I mean, just look at our draft class, for instance. I mean, we got not only a quarterback, but we got a left tackle. I mean, we haven't even talked about Brandon Coleman yet and how well he's doing. I got offensive line grades in pretty much every one of our offensive line except for Cosme and Badass. Scored over 85. I mean, that's ridiculous. But we got Luke McCaffrey. I mean, usually
open a lot. Luke is. He really is, man.
The average of hits is 3 players, and those are just like role players. I mean, we've hit on all of pretty much all of our draft picks. This is Adam Peters knocked this out of the park, and if he continues to do that, then yes, we're going to be able to build a team that's going to sustain success year in and year out. We're going to be into the playoffs year in and year out, fighting for that NFC Championship and that Super Bowl ring.
This is what it's like to be a normal football fan.
It is.
This is much what it feels like.
This is us climbing out of the basement right here.
This is us like
climbing out of the basement.
This is us clawing our way back. Nash, Richard would like to know, apart from JD5, which other new rookie has impressed you most and why?
I gotta go with Luke. Like my man said, I mean, we hit on him. I think he's going to be a great slot. We got rid of Dotson. I think it was a great move, let him go to Philadelphia. And we got a great receiving core. If he stays tough and keep on grinding across the middle, we got something. We got a star right there.
Dodson's probably looking at this going, now you fucking play like this. He's probably thinking,
now you got the quarterback here. Yeah.
Now you get, imagine all these guys that have been here over the past few seasons going, oh, now you get a quarterback. Terry's like, finally. But yeah, it's incredible. Jesse, Deluxe would like to know thoughts on cornerback and the D-line play. Is it an anomaly or a trajectory?
We're hoping it's a trajectory. I mean, look, hats off to Emmanuel Forbes. He played really good in this game. And St. Juice, we really didn't hear his name get called so much. A couple passes he got led on him, and that's going to happen. I mean, cornerbacks are going to get beat. Doesn't matter how good you are.
Happens up and down the league. Up and down the league.
But like we talked about in the beginning of the podcast, is you produce a pass rush. You are going to, that's how you support your cornerbacks. Your cornerbacks can't just run with people. You have to be able to hurry up the passer. And that's when they make mistakes. So, I mean, hats off if Armstrong had an excellent game. 2 sacks.
Yes.
Great game.
John Allen had an excellent game. Deron Payne got pushed up the middle as well. I mean, brush the passer, help the cornerbacks. They're going to play a lot better. Period.
Bobby
Wagner. Oh man, he was.
Great. Wow, Bobby Wagner. What he brings to this team. We already said when he joined the organization, we were like, we've got a hell of a player here. Far from done within the league. There are a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's gone to the Commanders. It's like a retirement home for him." Well, again, fuck you.
He's a future Hall of Famer. That's all I'm going to say. Do you know what I mean?
So a lot of people are probably tuning into this episode for one reason and one reason only.
Yeah.
Are you going to be getting a Wiley jersey anytime?
I've already bought it. I've already sent it to him.
Yeah, you've already bought one.
He's going to wear it loud and proud.
I could use some more toilet paper.
Scouts, Scouts, you literally can't shit on this guy right now.
No. Well, not right now. No, I mean, he's had 2 really good games. But the thing is,
do you want some of the humble pie that I've still got left over from last week?
He's had 4 good games.
He's had
4 good games.
4 good games.
No,
this
even
year.
if the Giants is pass rush is pass protection.
Jesse, he won't do it.
So
Jesse, he won't do it. Jesse's not.
I
He's
mean,
not gonna do it.
his last two games.
Nash, if you listen to this show every week, trying to get this boy to praise Wiley.
Oh yeah,
it's like trying to get him to buy a round. It's like trying to get him to buy a round of drinks.
Fuck off me getting a round in. How are we getting a round in?
Hey.
On about? That's the looks he knows about the rounds.
Let's be happy that we got a kicker.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's a key. That was
That's
key.
off to
We got him off the
Siebert,
street.
man. And
Jesse,
I'm going to give
Wiley's got to
props.
get props, man.
Yeah, Wiley's got to get his props. And listen,
He's
guys,
getting props because Say's
y'all,
played well the
y'all
last few games.
dumped on me.
He's
Y'all dumped on me
fuming.
last year saying that the offensive line really isn't as bad as it looks.
You
and
got
again-
a quarterback who actually knows how to get out the way. That's the difference.
Well,
You
it's
know
not
what I
about
mean?
getting out of the way. It's
No
getting the
sacks
ball.
because
It's
of
not
it.
holding the ball for 15 seconds behind a line. No one can do that. I mean,
Right.
you have a play caller that's actually helping out calling the correct line plays.
Turnstile. Still turnstile until he does
Everything works together in that department, and the offensive line is playing very well, one of the tops in the league.
Well, it is right now. Yeah. Long may it continue. Long may it continue. But I say he's got to show you more than 2 or 3 good games before I start getting like the love, giving him the love. 4. He wasn't 4.
Played good all year.
He was awful in the first game.
He was
I'm not having
last
it.
year.
Not having it. No.
Nash, as we look to the rest of the season now, in your opinion, you've said 10 games this Washington Commanders team can win. Realistically, is that where you think we can go? Are we? And I mean, look, like I've said 1,000 times in this episode, I'm not going to complain or bitch and moan about me being happy that what this team is doing, because I've sat here for many a year talking about an injured quarterback, an owner who just brings this organization down, cheerleading scandal, this, that. I'm not going to apologize for sitting here for the last 2 weeks going, this football team deserve every prop that we can give them. Our quarterback deserves every prop. Our GM deserves every prop. Our head coach, our offensive coordinator, our defensive coordinator. In your humble opinion now, you're saying we could win 10 games and potentially we could go and win a playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, I said 10 games as soon as the schedule came out May. With the schedule strength, and that's before, got to see what Jaden can do. I mean, with the way we're going now, the team's gelling, we could probably do more than 10 wins. But like I said, we can start.
he's
We
turned
can
it to
host
Mike.
a playoff game. That's what we need to do: host a playoff game and win a playoff game in our stadium. That would definitely
that'd
put
be
us
great.
on recognition.
Oh, Scouts, I tweeted out earlier, the UK boys could be back in. I'm just saying. Yeah, I hope Hartley's got. I hope Hartley's.
If we had a playoff game at home, I think we'd have to come back.
Oh, mate, yeah, if we want to win, you've got to have us there. Jesse, let's
Hey, you
just
need
end
us
this.
there, man.
Yeah, they need us there, mate. Jesse, let's just end this episode. Same question to you, bro. Has your expectations changed anywhat in the last 2 games? And what says you now where you think this team potentially could go this season? And don't worry about these people that go, they'll tweet us after this going, oh, stop drinking the Kool-Aid, Jesse. Fuck all of you.
Look, I mean, yeah, it's changed. I'll say this. I really didn't think the defense was going to be this bad. So that still makes me a little bit leery. Yes, they played better. They made some stops that they needed to make against Cincinnati, and they played really good yesterday. I'm still worried about that, though. I had the game, this team in between 7 and 9 wins this year, somewhere around that. And if they hit that, that's a successful season, up from 4 games from last year. But now I'm creeping into possibly a double-digit win season. You have to think that with the slate of games that we have, and how well this offense is cooking. I mean, you just don't know how. Every game is its own entity. All right, we all know that. Things can happen, and the script can flip. But I mean, you see this script just getting better and better and better each week. So right now, yeah, we could win 10 games, absolutely.
Nash, just real quickly, how important is it that we don't play the schedule, quote unquote? And for everyone watching on YouTube, I'm doing my air quotes now, because you look at it and you see the Panthers, etc., coming into town. You're thinking we're going to win them. How important is it that we just stick to the game plan? Don't turn. We see it all the time in sport. Oh, that's an easy win. We'll chalk that down to a win. we mention this game all the time. The 2020 when we went to the Steelers, when the Steelers were undefeated,
Yep.
we're beating the Commanders. We've seen it this season. Already plenty of games. It's only the Commanders. We'll beat them. How important is it ourselves now that we flip it to us, going, look, we don't go into the Bears, we don't go into the Panthers, thinking we just got to turn up and we win. How important is it that we stay focused?
Yeah, we do got to stay focused. But I mean, look, in the short few wins, look what we've done. We didn't beat the Giants in 2 years. We finally won a division game. We didn't win no division games last year. So we beat the Giants at home. We got a home win. We only won one home game last year against the Cardinals. So we're already within a few games got something to brag about and to be wild about. But absolutely, I do believe because the Carolina game is important, and I mean it's not a division game, but they're retiring Darrell Green's number. I think they picked that game for a reason because they knew we could win that game. They didn't pick Dallas or Philadelphia or something. They picked a team that they think we can beat. So we have to win that one. We can't lose when we retire Darrell Green's number. But we do got to take it one game at a time and take it. Let's focus on Cleveland. Like the man said, with the Cleveland's defense, we got to stop them. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. But why the hell not celebrate what we've done so far? It's more than what we did last year.
I'll say this. That Carolina game got a little bit more difficult now that Bryce Young's not under center anymore because the Red Rocket is actually playing pretty well. So, but I still think we can easily take that.
Scouse, same question to you, my man. Your expectations now, have they even in your doom and gloom view sometimes, you've got to be super hyped for...
I call it realist. I call it realism. I don't call it doom and gloom.
Jesse, this
but no, I mean,
everything's shite.
Fucking fire everyone, shite.
I'll tell you if it's shite. I'll tell you.
Bums, they're all bums, I tell you.
Saint Ghost is a bum. I'll tell you that now. Yeah, so yes, is the quick answer to what you're saying there, because I do think there's a road to 10 wins for sure. And saying some of these teams that you would expect them to be really good aren't that good at the moment either. So, like your Phillies, for example, they're not playing that well. They're definitely a team we could go and try and beat. You know what I mean? But we're at the start of the season, you think, if we can get one win, it would be great there. But now we're thinking, well, actually, we could actually beat these, maybe even do the double over them because they're not that good. Our offense, if we continue to score 30 plus a game, you're in a chance to win. Yeah, you're in a chance to win a lot of games. So if we can continue that, then we can get 10. We can probably even get Canada Mike level 12 wins.
Oh my God, if we win 12, Canada Mike is going to be unbearable in a good way.
He call that all.
Yeah, but he's been calling it for 4 years.
Yeah, oh yeah.
we were talking about possible scenarios of sneaking in a wild card spot. Now you can actually talk about, is this division? Could we win this division now?
When's our next divisional game? When's the next divisional game?
Giants are shite.
Against the Giants in November.
Giants, yeah.
Is that the next divisional game? So there you go. I mean, there's knock on wood again. There's 2 division games in a row that we've won. I mean,
Dallas aren't that good.
Dallas aren't that good. So you could be.
And the Philly aren't that good. I think there's something going on at Philly. I really do. They've got a lot of good players, but
they got great
not
players.
Playing well as a team. I think there's something going on with Sirianni and the backroom stuff, man. Because they're not playing well at all.
Yeah, no, boys. Well, boys,
we can take advantage of that.
We need to take it. I mean, we are the best team in the division. There's no hiding from it. We are the best. Yeah. We're one of the best football teams in the NFL right now. Let's not hide from that, and let's not be embarrassed to say that. Let's not. Oh, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. No, but don't. But why? Why? Yeah, no. But if you on paper, if you watch us, and when you watch Good Morning Football, and when you look at the NFL Network, I watch Good Morning Football all the time. If we got 5 minutes on that show, I was amazed. Now we're getting last Tuesday, we nearly had an hour just talking about us. I haven't watched all of today's show, but I've heard that they wax lyrical about us again. So, you shouldn't be ashamed to say we're one of the best teams in the league right now. Don't ever be ashamed of saying that, because so many people wanted to dog us when we were down and when we were out and when we had everything going on the field, off the field. These were the same people that just wanted to pile on and create content about us for the wrong reasons. I want to sit here now and create content for the right reasons and be proud of where our football team is and where our organization is, by the way. I just throw that out there. They deserve a lot of credit for what's going off the field right now. But hey, look, man, let's keep rolling with this. Like I say, we'll be back next week to talk about hopefully another Victory Monday pod. Nash, Commander Nash, tell our listeners though, bro, thanks so much for joining us, man. We really do appreciate you taking the time. I know you've literally just got in from work. So to jump on the podcast with us is great. Tell our listeners there where they can find you, bro, and where they can reach out to you on social media.
Social media is UB21 King on all social media. And man, I'm with y'all. Let's talk about a win next Monday, man. I love y'all's energy and passion. I enjoy doing this. So let's keep it going, man. We're the best team in the NFC.
There you go. There you go. Make sure you check us out on X, Twitter, whatever you still want to call it, at Commander Bunker. Type in the Bunker Podcast on YouTube. Look for the little Washington logo. You'll see us there. Click like, subscribe, all that good jazz. And you can find us on all audio platforms. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple, wherever you get your audio fix. You can put myself, Scouse, and Jesse in your ears and take us wherever you will be. But we'll be back next week to talk, hopefully, about another Washington Commanders wing. Jesse, have a good week, brother. No doubt, as I always say, I will speak to you. I will speak to you more than I speak to my own family. Scouse, same goes for you, my man. I will see you in the group chat. Enjoy. Make sure you go and check out the Bleeding Burgundy pod and the 1 Point Safety Show. Doing a great job over there. Commander Nash, thanks so much, brother. We'll catch up with you soon, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
had enjoyed it.
No worries. This has been another episode of The Bunker. I've been your host, Andy Burrows. Till next time, everybody, bunker down. Stay safe.